It's episode 27 of the Pat McGann Show. This week, Pat welcomes Jarrett Payton. The Pat McGann Show, as always, is brought to you by Tiege Hanley, uncomplicated skincare for men. And now, here's Pat.
And we are just going to jump in, guys, because we are live here in the Tiege Hanley studios on the west side.
West side.
Of Chicago. Dude, I got to say, before I introduce you officially, because I feel like we already did a podcast.
We
did.
had
everybody here
Yes.
captive with you. You have an energy, dude. I'm telling you, I have met magicians, mentalists, comedians, salespeople. I know people that sell cars, used cars. And you have a bigger personality than anyone I think I've ever met, dude. Jarrett Payton is here. JP.
Appreciate you, man.
Good to see you, dude.
I have nothing but love for you. You are one of the most amazing people that I've ever met, and it's, you know, my life. I've met so many people in my lifetime, and it's rare that you have a connection with someone that lasts, I think, close to 20 years, it seems like. It was like 15 years.
I can't even believe how long ago it was. And we met through the Chicago Stand-Up Project, which, but you know, you were on my radar well before this. I mean, I'm a Chicago, I'm from here. I watched your dad growing up, but then like you were getting in the press, dude. I was reading about you when I was like,
but that time when we met, that was like the beginning of like my broadcast career. I was doing Illinois Center for Broadcasting. I was doing an internet radio show, and thinking I was big time doing a show 3 times a week, driving from Oswego down to the city.
That's where you learn how to be.
It's where you have to grind. And I'm glad that I did, because that moment that you and I met, we were just about to have our son.
Dude, we were both just about to be dads for the first time. Our kids, my daughter and your son, I think, are 1 day apart. Right. My daughter was born March 5th.
My son's 23rd.
What's the date?
March 23rd.
March 23rd. Oh, okay.
But that's
I
crazy.
thought they were closer. All right.
But it's all good.
Let's re-record that.
No. But that moment, because I wasn't like doing TV. I was just, doing this internet radio show. It wasn't streamed. It was like at the beginning of, we're talking 13, 14 years ago. And that moment with you of working through all of these things and trying to figure out how to get on stage, because I've always spoke to people in either companies or schools, but not with jokes. I didn't know what I was doing, and you kind of guided me through that process. And I'll never forget when we were like going through the process. I was like, how do we make this like funny out the gate? And you're like, how many touchdowns do you have in the NFL? How many touchdowns your dad have, And I was talking, I went out and I remember talking about that. I have 2 touchdowns. So it's my dad has like 100 and...
Oh, it was like combined. My dad and I had like 20,000 yards rushing, and 300 of them were mine.
Yeah. And that moment kind of got me out of like my shell a little bit. And
your shell.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing that I was like hit with immediately, was like, I'm not gonna have to talk to him about stage fright.
No.
I mean, you just kind of were comfortable immediately, and you just are in that situation. Like I said, you came in here and you like win people over like immediately, and that is like why I want you to define yourself, because you read your bio, you look at everything you're doing, and obviously you're on WGN every day, a sportscaster. That's got to be like your focus, but you have like a lot of layers to you. How would you say, like, what's on your business card? And I hope you don't have a business card, by the way.
I don't have a business card.
Good.
I mean, it's I hope it's good guy out the gate. I mean, I've always understood that no one's perfect. My dad was huge in showing me that, but our family has always been built on giving back in service. And my dad would always say that that's the rent that we pay while we're here on this earth. And that's what I saw growing up. And so instantly, from a little kid, I knew that it just wasn't always about me. It's about other people. And so I think that's my intent out the gate all the time, is to make people feel comfortable. That's all I've ever wanted to do, and put a smile on people's faces, break down barriers, break down walls, and just kind of showcase who I am. And it's what you see is what you get. I'm this way all the time. And you see people at work, they're like, are you like this at home? Like, you're always so loud. Are you? I'm like, yes, I am the biggest kid in my house. And I have a 13-year-old and a 9-year-old. And I am the one that is always bouncing off the wall. But I've always had this.
You're not slow in the morning, right?
No.
You must jump out of bed, turn music on.
No music. I just get up. There is no coffee in the morning. I don't need caffeine. It's just like, let's go. My passion wakes me up every single morning. Every morning. And that is, how can I be the best person I can be? Also having that understanding that, listen,
Is this what you saw growing up? Like, this is something that you probably this was always been your life? Was that how your dad was?
Dad was not like that, but I think the experiences that I had, Pat, with my father and losing him when I was 19 years old just put life in perspective just a little bit differently, where it's like, you don't know if you're not guaranteed 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
Like, it's a blessing to wake up, but you don't know if you have the whole day.
Right.
So, and I know it sounds cliche, but everybody talks about it. Like, you got to literally make every second count. And I try not to waste a second. Try not to waste any time when it comes to making an impact, leaving my imprint, having a conversation with somebody, trying to make somebody's day a little bit better. And it to me, like I've always said, it's the little things, Pat. It's holding the door for somebody in the morning and seeing the joy on their face, like, oh, thank you.
Oh, you got to say, and they should say thank you too. Like, you ever hold the door for someone, they don't say thank you, and they're like, I'll toss this on the back of your head. You better acknowledge me.
That does happen.
Right?
I don't really,
how do you deal with that?
I'm not worried about that as much as I am when you let somebody, like when you're in the car and people are trying to get out and you let them go and they don't wave to you and go like this. That gets me heated.
You should be able to run into them.
Yeah, like, what are you doing? I just let you out. No one else, like 4 cars just went by. No one let you out, but I did, and you just went on with your day. Just all I need is this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dude, you got some unbelievable car stories lately.
Yeah, I do.
Dude.
Yeah, like right before the new year, I hit a deer going 80 miles per hour on 90 in Randall, out in the burbs.
Went right through it.
Yes. Stiff arm.
Just
you got to run through it.
Oh my
goodness. You don't want extra.
Dude, and you're in a Tesla. You show me the video.
Yes.
You have it on camera.
I mean, when I hit, I was just like, I was like,
that looks fake.
It does look. It looks AI. I verified it. Made sure it's not. It's not AI.
So you hit the deer, and then your hood
popped up, and I'm lucky that the deer did not come back into the windshield. And
dude, that is insane.
Yeah, but I'm here.
You are here.
That's what I'm saying. Every car accident I've ever been in has been like some craziness, but I'm still here, and there's a reason why I'm still here. I got into a really bad car accident in 2001. So the year that we won the national championship in Miami, I knew you were going to bring that up. Yeah, we go to this thing called Canes Fest every single year where we sign autographs for fans. And we get out to, it was in Fort Lauderdale. And normally we jump in 2 buses, the offense and defensive bus. My guy Clint Hurt, who's now big coach in the NFL, he's with the Eagles. And then Clinton Portis, who was a running back in the day, played for Washington. He jumped into the car. Both of them were like, why don't we take my car? Clint Hurt and I were roommates at the time. So I was like, since you're like a pseudo coach right now, because he was a grad assistant, I'm like, why don't we just take my car? We can leave from Fort Lauderdale, go back to our house. It's a little bit closer. So he's like, all right, which was the worst idea. We should not. That was not. As a team and how close we were and how we did things, you didn't do stuff like that. We all went together. There was no jumping and doing your own thing. Well, Portis saw us leaving. He jumped in. So he had to come back to the facility. So as we were leaving, Don Solinger, who was our running backs coach, his wife, everybody was hearing about this BMW that I had. So my dad's my dad's big thing before he passed away and while I was getting recruited was, if you get a scholarship, I'll buy you a car. Now I'm, as a dad now who's, kids are playing sports and seeing how much college is, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's
a big thing.
It's a good, nice little trade right there.
Right.
You don't have to pay for college, you buy me a car. So I remember I had a BMW M3.
Oh, wow.
Automatic, convertible, silver, had some rims on it, had like a chip in there to make it sound like a lion. Man, everybody was talking about it on campus. So my coach's wife wanted to see it. So she was like, let me come see this car everybody's talking about. So we go outside, drop the top.
Like an
She was
80s
like,
movie.
Wait till you hear this. We drop the top, put our glasses on. She was like, buckle your seatbelts. And so we did. We put our seatbelts on. By the time we end to the drive, we ended up all three of us taking our seatbelts off. We're driving, going back on 95, going back towards Coral Gables. And there's two lanes that go towards downtown Miami, and the other three going back to Coral Gables. My buddy Clint Hurt was in the far lane going downtown, and I told him we need to get over or we're going to miss the exit to go back towards Coral Gables. Well, he tried to jump 3 lanes, and another car was coming. We were going about 75, 80 miles per hour. He whips the car back, and the car starts doing S's. And then next thing you know, starts going towards the wall. Hits, spins, and then hits the back wall too. So while the car is spinning after the first hit, I'm thinking we're going to hit and fall over because there's an underpass coming up, and then there was just a long drop. So I thought it was going to hit. I thought it was it. I get thrown out of the car about 30 feet and land on my stomach.
No.
So all three of us get thrown out of the car. No seatbelts. Car smashes like an accordion. No cars coming down that way in the busiest time. And you and I had a conversation before we started recording about, like with the deer, there was no cars next to you. Every time there's never been in busy parts of highways, there's no cars in these times that I'm having these incidents. I get thrown out. All my stuff's all over. Clint Hurt, who was driving the car, ended up being underneath the passenger side of the car, right by the wheel, and I pull him out. Face is all skinned up. Teeth are missing. Blood all over his face.
Oh, man.
Clinton Portis is over with a cut, and he's bleeding on the side of his head. So if you ever look at
what
Clinton,
time of day is this?
This is during the day.
Middle of the day.
Middle of the day. So as that happens, they take us all to the hospital. Our team is coming back on the buses, and they're all looking, and they're all like, what's going on? Why is all this traffic? No. Lo and behold, someone sees my car, and my license plates, the Illinois plates I took from my dad's 300ZX, and it was UBCN me. UBCN me was my plate. So it was once you saw that, you knew. They're all freaking out because they don't see us, but they see the car.
And they're like, who survived that?
And yes, and lo and behold, they're trying to find us. This is back in the day when cell phones weren't how they are now. So everybody's teammates are trying to find us. We're at the hotel, or at the hospital, and the doctor comes and gets us and says, if you guys weren't in the shape that you were in, Andrew Swayze, who was our strength and conditioning coach, and what he put us through the summers, he's like, normal people would be dead. But the way that you guys have worked out, he's like, this is, and not that you didn't have your seatbelts on, it's one on one. And then guess what? We end up winning. And, that moment brought us all together. And so it's these moments in my life that I've gone through that have brought me to where we are. And I think every person is like that, though, Pat. Everybody's got something that they've been through. And I think the question you asked me about who I am and being layered, it's having that understanding that everybody's going through something. And so I just never judge anybody. I never just assume. I have an understanding in my life that we're more similar than we are different. And if we take time to get to know somebody, we might find out that we have something in common. But in this day and age that we live in now, it's just about seeing someone's tweet or seeing what they post here. You don't really know these people. But if you got a chance to sit down with them, you might find out that you have some things in common. And I think that's what's kind of brought me to this point and who I am in my life.
Well, you must not listen to podcasts because I invited you on here to talk shit about people.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't do. But I can do that though, in a nice way. I do it in a nice way.
Yeah, you learn how to do that.
But I do
You're
also know that
Midwestern.
most people
You're
that if I
Midwestern.
talked about, like, more than likely they can't beat me up. So I mean,
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
As always, the Pat McGann Show is brought to you by Tej Hanley, uncomplicated skincare for men. If you're not using skincare, it shows. And if you're still washing your face with a 3-in-1 body wash, you need to wake up because your face looks like you slept face down on a cracked leather sofa. Meet Tej Hanley. They make skincare simple, effective, and impossible to mess up. No 12-step routine, no nonsense. You wash, you exfoliate, you moisturize. That's it. It's science-backed, foolproof, and legit. More than 3 million boxes sold. It's time to fix your face. Go to Tej.com/Pat to get 40% off your first order plus a free gift. That's Tej.com/Pat. Tej Hanley. It's the way we face the day.
All right, I do want to like just talk about the first time, like really, I saw you kind of go viral before viral.
Oh yeah.
And that's when you gave the speech at the Hall of Fame to induct your dad.
Yeah.
So how old were you?
12.
You were 12. I have a 12-year-old. Like that puts stuff in perspective, right?
Right? Isn't that crazy? I don't know how my dad thought that I was ready for.
Do you remember him asking you?
Yes. And I looked at him like he was crazy, Pat. I was like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm cool. I don't need
Were
to.
you playing Mario Brothers?
Yes, I
He
was
like, "Hey,
playing.
I wanna talk to
was.
you."
I was playing Nintendo 64 at that time. Mario Kart was probably on deck. Like that was my game. GoldenEye 2.
This is where you
like,
learn how to drive.
Yes.
That's why you're having so many issues on the road.
You know what I mean? You gotta
You
steer.
need some red shells.
I was like, Dad, I don't know about this, man. And then what really kind of pushed me over the edge of saying no was the Hall of Fame ended
You
up.
thought about saying no?
Well, I in my head I was thinking no because I was like, I don't want to do
Nervous.
this. I was super nervous. I was the
Yeah.
kid that did not like to get up in front of his middle school class to do a project. I would find a way to be sick to go home or be in the nurse's office in those moments. So now you want me to get up in front of all these people, which I didn't know until the Hall of Fame sent a book to our house. And I opened it up, started reading it, saying, oh, the Hall of Fame is seen by thousands on hand in Canton, Ohio, and millions on TV. And I was like, nah, I'm good.
Right. Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. No, I could see that.
I'm cool.
What a cool idea, though, that he thought of you. And like, you have, how old is your son now?
13.
Yeah. I mean,
I
that's
couldn't
like-
imagine him doing it at 13. Nope.
But you just tell him to do it.
Yeah, but
You're
I don't know
doing
if he. But when you get up on stage, Pat, you know being on stage, and so just seeing all these people. And as a young kid, it was hot in the summer, Canton, Ohio. The sun's beating down on me. I was wearing a suit with my Bobby Brown Gumby haircut that I had back in my day. Yo, with a little
Come
bit,
on.
I had the Gumby. I was looking fresh, but I was super nervous. And
All these guys are on stage. Like,
all these guys are on stage, and I remember now it goes back to what you do for a living and what I've learned throughout my life. If you can like disengage people and get them to laugh and like just get that awkward moment out the gate, then you can breathe a little bit. And so that's what I did. They were cheering for me. They were cheering for me. They were cheering for my pops. And then I went like this. I was like, sit down. And I was like, I'm trying to get this over with. And everybody started laughing. And then I was like,
Comfortable.
Let's go.
yeah.
Yeah. So cool moment. I think he knew long term that it was going to be one of those defining moments for me. And there's in our lives, you don't get a chance to say you're the first, especially nowadays. So to be able to say I was the first son to ever induct his father into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, that means a lot. But guess what? I'm also like a handful. There's like a handful of us. I haven't done my research, but there can't be more than 5.
I was going to say, I'm surprised there are any.
But no, that have done multiple.
Right.
Because I just did, a couple years ago, I did Steve McMichael's.
Which is incredible, dude. You've given 2 Hall of Fame intro speeches. I didn't think there was going to be any other ones.
I know.
So there are a couple that have done it twice.
Yeah, but they're all like big names. Like I think George Halas probably has done more than once. I think I mean, I'm trying to think of some like
You're
other
a big name, dude.
big
You
names.
did too. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And how does Steve McMichael ask you?
Well, Steve, it was going through the process when he was sick, and so before he passed, and I remember leading up to before he couldn't speak anymore, he was like, if I ever get in, like, I want you to do the speech. And I was like, yeah, right, whatever. Yeah, whatever. And then lo and behold, when it happened, I got the phone call from family, and they were like, yeah, this is still on. And I was like, for real? Like, for real? And to me, there's so many other people in his life that were probably deserving of doing that. But there's a special bond that we created in 2010. So throughout my football career of going and playing at the University of Miami, to then the NFL with the Titans, and Canada and Montreal and Toronto, and then my last stop was 2010 with the Chicago Slaughter, which I came home in 2009, and I was like, I don't know what I want to do, and that's when I got the call from Mongo, and he was like, hey, brother, I'm coaching this indoor football team, brother. Why don't you come play? I was like, I don't know, Mongo, I don't know. He's like, no, man, we get to hang out, brother. We'll be driving in 8 passenger seat vans and drinking beer, staying in motels. And I was like, that's it. No, I can't go from the 4 seasons.
Wrestling meets football.
I can't go for the 4 seasons to Motel 6. Can't do it.
Yeah.
But one of the best decisions I ever made, because I got a chance to really get to know him on a whole nother level. It not only did I need it, he needed it. And
that's full circle.
Yeah, it's full circle. When you think about your pops who played with him and guys after my dad passed away, if you would have told me that, the 3 people that my dad played with on that Super Bowl team that would look out for me and be there for me, one I knew, Matt Suey, who we talked about. Him and my dad were best friends. Jim McMahon, if you would have told me that back in the day, I told you you're crazy. Not the punky QB.
Because of their relationship?
No, just because of how crazy he was back in his day. But man, Mac always, since my dad's passed, always looks out for me, calls me, texts me, makes sure I'm good. And Mongo was the exact same thing. And so it was like the 2 wild childs of that team. Like when you look back on the history of that team, those 2 were the 2 loose cannons.
On each
and those 2 were the ones
ball.
that were like, JP, we got you. And so it goes to show that we built the bond in 2010 when he decided, Mongo, to talk about his diagnosis of ALS. He called me to do the interview with him to let the world know. I mean, these are like big moments. And I'm doing this, Pat, it's like, it's my job, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's my job, and I'm grateful for the story, but there's also like my uncle sitting across from me talking about some news that I don't want to hear about when it comes to him, that I know at some point is going to take his life, and I don't know how I'm going to have to deal with that. And so it was like this crazy time in my life where I'm grateful, and it was also a tough time for me, but I'm glad that he trusted me enough.
How about it? I mean,
Right?
it's beautiful, And
Yeah.
it is like, it's just humanizes the whole thing about the 85 Bears and, your dad being almost like mythological here in Chicago and losing him at such a young age. Like that, dude, the city, everyone was devastated, absolutely crushed. It was like such a huge loss.
I remember that day. A lot of people don't know this, and so this is kind of cool to just get this off my chest. That was a weird time, because normally when people pass away, it's just like, you're dealing with it as a family. I'll never forget the day he passed, November 1st, back in 99. It was weird. It wasn't like we could just like sit down and relax. There was like, and just like comprehend what was going on. It was like, how do we tell people what's going on? There was like all these other added things when you're dealing with someone of in that stratosphere. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh. And then 15, 20, 30 minutes later, there's helicopters flying over my house. And I'm just like, what is going on? So the grieving process of trying to figure out and process everything took me a long time. But I do have to say this because it's kind of relevant to the times now. I'm grateful for a couple days after that because I didn't know which direction I was going to go. I was at Miami playing football, came home. I was home for like a week and a half. I didn't know if I wanted to go back to school after my dad passed. And so the memorial service was a big deal at Soldier Field. And so when we were leaving, the Reverend Jesse Jackson, who just passed away, he baptized me as a baby.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah. So kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure.
Yeah. I know, kind of crazy. I just
you gotta be on the ball.
So I posted a picture of like the moment because my whole family's there, and then that moment when I was leaving, in my head I was like, I am going to take time off. And so the Reverend asked me, he's like, so what are you gonna do? And I'm getting into the limo, and I go, I think I'm gonna take some time off, like just be with my family. I had a girlfriend at the time that was going to Illinois State, so I was like, I wanted to be around her. I just wanted to like gather my thoughts a little bit. And then after I said that to him, he looks at me and goes, what would your dad want you to do? And that moment hit me. And my dad would want me to get back on my journey, get back to playing football, getting back to doing what I needed to do, because regardless of how you're going to grieve or deal with the situation, you're going to have to deal with it whether you're sitting at home or whether you're playing football. Either or, you gotta have to attack it some way. You're gonna have to think about it, and it was probably one of the greatest decisions I made, because I went back to school doing the things that I loved, but I was around people that loved me as well. My teammates, dude, they wanted me back. Ed Reed and these guys, like these dudes that I played with, Bryant McKinney, they're all like, "Come back, man. We got you, and that's for me was so beneficial at a time where I needed them the most. And my mom and my sister came down to Miami to see me, so I had the best of both worlds. But I'm grateful for that moment I had with the Rev, because he steered me in the direction that I needed to go in. And if I didn't go back to school, I don't know if I go back to Miami. I might take the whole entire year off. I might maybe go somewhere else. And talking about defining moments, going to Miami and being there around the guys that I was around, my teammates, winning national championships, playing, being the guy that wasn't
Orange Bowl,
Orange
MVP,
but not being not the guy,
and
having to learn how to deal with that, but also learn how to work. Because as a young kid, a lot of stuff was just handed to you. Like, I was a really good athlete. I worked, but I didn't have to really work because I was just better than everybody else here. It's easy to do here when you're running 4 threes and you're fast. It's like, I was just an athlete, born an athlete. But when I got to Miami,
playing in the East Suburban Catholic League,
that's what I'm saying. You get to Miami and you're playing with some dogs, like dogs that are like that. This is their way out. They don't know anything else. Like, oh, it don't work for me. I just go back to South Barrington, wear my J. Crew shirts and my Abercrombie, Abercrombie jeans,
hanging out at Woodfield Mall,
hanging out at Woodfield, Cinnabon,
right?
Dude, it always you felt like you had that cushion, and I was seeing guys who were like, I don't have that. This is the only way that my family makes it. And so being around those guys, it showed me how to work, man. And so I am so grateful that I went back, because it's the reason why I'm here.
Dude, that's what I think about. There's so many things I think about, your family, but the hill. And that's what it is, dude. It's getting back and running on that hill. And like that has become like such a metaphor. I've seen that go viral, for people to get fired up, get motivated.
Or people that have created their own hills.
Yes, yeah.
Because of watching my dad and how he trained. I wasn't old enough, Pat, to understand how that hill, like what it meant to my pops, because I was so young. Now that I'm older and talking to guys that played with him, that were around there, that ran the hill with him, it was.
Did you run the hill?
No, it wasn't there. By the time I got older, it was already gone.
They already developed that area.
Already developed it. It was, but the description of it, like talking to my dad's friend, Kevin Kelley, who worked out with my dad the last like 8 years of his career, it was, you had to, the story, I can't even tell you about it. The short story is Kevin saw my dad at the Charlie Club one night, and he was working out late. He was still in high school. My dad was there working out as well, not knowing that Kevin was in high school. There was a bar in the Charlie Club, and so after they worked, my dad looked at him and was like, "You want to come work out?" Because they're the only ones in there. And Kevin looked at him and goes, "Holy cow, it's Walter Payton." Like, he's freaked out. He's like, "Yeah, I want to work out." So he worked out with my pops. My dad, he goes, "Hey, after we're going to go into the bar." They go into the bar. They didn't card Kevin. He's with my pops. He's a big high school dude. So they're like, "Oh, he's with Walt." Comes in. My dad writes on a napkin. He's like, "Write your number here. I'm going to call you, but be here tomorrow the exact same time." And he goes, "If you're not, I'm going to call you." Kevin wrote his number on there. Kevin gets home. He's home late. His dad freaks out. Grounds him. "What are you doing? You're not home. You're supposed to be home." And Kevin's like, "Dad, you don't understand. I was working out with Walter Payton." His dad's like, "Shut up. You're grounded You're grounded longer. You're grounded longer. What are you talking? You ain't working out with Walter Payton." He's like, "No, Dad, I'm serious. I was working out with Walter." Yeah, you know. Lo and behold, Kevin did not show up the next day. The following day, they're eating, and my dad calls. Phone rings. Kevin's dad picks up the phone, and my dad had this thing, Pat, where he was just very, not disrespectful, but he's just like the GOAT. So like the way that he talked to people on the phone sometimes, man, it was just, he could do what he wanted to do. He could say what he wanted to say. He picked up the phone. "Where's Kevin at? Where's Kevin?" And Kevin's dad was like, and Kevin's at the table like, I told you I was working out with Sweetness.
This is Sweetness.
So Kevin said there was times they were working out, and it was a really hot day. And on the hill, there was still, because it was an old landfill, there was a lot of garbage. There was glass, there were bottles, there was stuff. And my dad had different paths that he would run up depending on what he was trying to do that day. And they were going up one of the steep sides, and Kevin fell and then slit his calf.
Oh,
and
geez.
It cut. And he's sitting there. It's hot, and he's bleeding. And Kevin said it was the first time that he ever questioned my pops. Why are we here? And my dad was all the way, almost up to the top of the hill. He came back down with his ruse, spat it up, and he looked at him. He said, "Listen, if I could turn up the heat, I would turn it up." He said, "If I could make this place smell worse, I would make it smell worse." He goes, "If I could put more glass to cut
If I could cut your other leg?"
Yes, that's what he said. "If I could put more broken glass around, I put more broken glass around. Don't you ever question why we're here again." And Kevin was like, didn't know what to do, so he just kept running. He's bleeding out of his leg. He just keeps running. And so it's
to his car?
No, he couldn't. My dad was that serious with him. Like, "Nah, we ain't here to do this." And Kevin now is he's the GM at Clemson with Dabo Swinney. But he credits the Hill at being part of the reason why he's the man that he is today. Because
you surround yourself with better people.
Yeah,
that's what you.
And you have to have challenges.
Must absorb so much.
You got to have challenges, man. If things are easy and they come easy, it's not what you won't respect it enough.
What was it like as a kid, like just seeing people react to seeing your dad? Like, I mean, could you go out in public? Could you?
Not like the early 80s, not like around that time. After he got done playing, yes, but a lot of times.
Like, when did you realize that? How old were you?
I would say like around when I was around 8 or 9. So he was done playing. Like, I knew, that's when I kind of knew like how big this dude was, because we go to Woodfield Mall and there'd just be 100 people surrounding him looking for autographs, and he would send.
I got your dad's autograph once.
Yeah, he would send us with like security guards to get stuff, and like he'd be sitting there and he would make sure that he would sign everything for every person.
Wow.
And he would be, and we would come back and he'd still be there. And that's when I was like, holy cow, this dude is. He's a big deal.
Isn't that funny? Like the autograph, it's like now selfie. It's like you get to pick. Not as many people had cameras back then.
No, they didn't have cameras
right?
back then, and so that's what made it. It was more of the conversation. It was more of like, I want to meet you. I want to just be in your presence and shake your hand, so I could tell people. Which
that's what I heard preceded the autograph. It was like shake the hand that shook the hand.
Yeah.
Of Jack Johnson, shake the hand that shook the,
And people wanted that. People wanted that, and that's what, like, how I guess my dad's legacy, because you think about when he passed away in 99, the internet was not the internet. So people started to make videos for YouTube, and like you could see how my dad played in old clips, but it's more of the moments that he created with other people, the relationships, the time that he gave people, and that's what we hear the most, which helps pass on that sweetness spirit from generation to generation, it's kind of crazy.
It is, and it
is crazy, Pat.
Is there another player that matches like talent, output, contribution to game, but then also have the off-field personality, character? I mean, they named the NFL Man of the Year. The Walter Payton Award.
It's like the biggest award, like other than the MVP. In the fact that
who won it this year?
Bobby Wagner. Yeah, from the Commanders. Super.
But I heard Trump said he won. That he should get it.
Nah, he did.
He is the Walter Payton Man of the Year is Donald Trump. That's what I heard.
Was that in a Truth Social post? Yeah, probably so. The guys that win this award are there are 32 guys that are nominated every single year. They're all deserving of the award, but man, to see the guys that are winning, like Eric Armstead last year, you got Bobby Wagner. These are dudes that are they embody everything my pops is about. Like they're good football players, but they're even better people off the field, and they're doing stuff for people. And to answer your question, no, I don't think there is. I really don't. No, I've been around a lot of GOATs, a lot of them.
Yeah.
I mean, this past year, just by doing the interviews, and I know we'll talk about it.
Drop some names. Come on.
Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
Michael Irvin. Brad Johnson.
Were you guys in a hotel room?
No.
No? Where was this?
It was at a Miami. Irvin? It was at a Miami football game against NC State.
Oh yeah, he's part of the fan.
Dude, he was keyed up. I've never dapped up with someone in an interview so much. Every time he says so, JP, what's up, B? That's my guy. Dude, he had me juiced up. You talk about someone that has more energy. Dude, he was keyed up, and I'm thinking, ain't nobody got more energy than me. Oh, I just met my match. This is him right here.
He was doing it off the key? What do you mean keyed up?
No. That's
What are you talking about?
No.
Were you guys in a hot tub? Where were you? Did you have glitter on you at the end of the interview?
We were on South Beach. You know what I'm saying? Chilling a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We can't even go into some of those stories back in my heyday. Man.
Like posts and reels and follow The Pat McGann Show on Instagram at The Pat McGann Show on Instagram. If you would like to advertise on The Pat McGann Show, please email us at thepatmcgannshow@teej.com. That's thepatmcgannshow@teej.com.
Miami. Yeah. Early
Dude, I
2000s.
used to love that poster. There was a great poster. Was it Jim McMahon?
Yeah.
Chicago Vice.
Yes, sir. Those were all my dad's guns.
Really?
Yes. Those are all he drove. Hey,
they weren't tank.
No, all those were real. So he drove down with a bunch of guns
for the shoot.
Like, what do y'all need? And pull them out. Hold up. Drove down to the city in the Lambo with the guns. Yes.
And if you got pulled over, they just be
like, pulled over. Hey, Walt, what's good, baby? You good? Yeah. Like OG status.
Oh no.
Yes. We can. Hey, y'all see it? Those are his.
That was a great poster.
How crazy, dude! The '80s had to be. Could you imagine?
I miss the over the top. How come no one? We were talking about that this year. How come no one goes over the top anymore?
Because you get injured.
Really? You get hurt?
I mean, it's anytime you sacrifice your body like that in the air these days, it's a little weird. But
that was a given.
It was a given.
It was always like even in the midfield, 4th and 1, you do it sometimes.
I mean, it was like tush push.
Yeah.
Like how they do that now. Like you knew if they got down to the goal line that it was coming at some point.
What are other things you think he just like created, invented? The high step.
Yeah, his high step was just a little bit different because he used it all the time. I think my dad perfected the stiff arm. I know people were doing it, but I think he truly, like, he was that guy that, like, took it to the next level, and now we're starting to see it more. I think his all-around game just, like, really helped the whole entire running back position, because as many rushing yards as he had, because, you know, he left the league as the all-time leading rusher.
Yeah.
He also had a bunch of receiving yards and would catch, and I think it really opened up to, back in those days, it was like there was like one running back on a team. You were like the feature back. And I think it really helped to understand where the game is now, which we start to see. And even in that time too, Roger Craig, these guys that were versatile, that could do it all, like 1,000-yard season rushing and receiving. We see it in guys like Christian McCaffrey now. I think it was a lost start. But what set him apart was his blocking, I think.
Yeah.
My dad's ability to pick up blitzes in that part of the game, hence the reason why.
He was so physical.
Yeah, hence the reason why. You watch any of the running backs, like of the GOATs, like you see them running the football. That's like you don't ever see them. I have a hard time finding a video of a GOAT running back that has like blocking, more than one or two blocking highlights. Where my dad, like, there's.
Do you have a favorite highlight of your dad's?
Yeah, there's a play against the Vikings in, like, before I was born. It was the 70s. And there's just a play where he catches this, like, little toss to the left and then runs, and he, like, hops over. And the next thing you know, he's like, he hits a dude, hits another dude who stands him up, and then he's getting hit a couple of times, and he's just gets in the end zone. It's the craziest run.
Dude, that is like my ASMR. I'll just go to YouTube,
Yeah.
Payton highlights,
And just watch.
and just, like, soothe me.
Yeah.
Everything's okay.
There is something that I want people to watch, though, if they ever get
Yeah.
a chance. If you ever get a chance, type in Walter Payton one-man band. And it kind of shows his MVP 77 season, and which could be like one of the greatest, if not the greatest season, like for a running back, what he did that year to will a bad Bears team to the playoffs. How much he was, the usage, the yardage, everything he did, it's pretty amazing.
What is, like, your favorite thing he did off, like, that he got invited to do, like, talk show or... Dude, I've seen footage early on. He was on Soul Train before he was, like, known as a running back. He could move. You can dance, huh?
I got something for you, man. Got something for you. It was in the 90s, so it had to be, like, 91 or 90. I think it might have been 90. I was 10 years old. Lo and behold, one day, I'm in my room, and he's like, comes gets me, and he's like, we're leaving. And our housekeeper, Miss Luna, she had a bag packed for me. I got to the laundry room as we're leaving, had clothes laid out, so I was like, all right, cool.
It'd be great if your housekeeper was like an offensive lineman.
No, she's from Jamaica. Miss Luna, rotted man. Love Miss Luna, man. She was with us she's still alive, but she was with us through everything. She had me, she called Master Jarrett, everything is ready for you. I was like, all right. She's like, all I need to do was grab my Discman and, like, get, like, my yellow Discman, my headphones.
How old are you?
10.
Master Jarrett?
I know.
Oh, my goodness.
I know. See, I told you.
That'll build your ego.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I go, my dad and I, we leave. We head to the airport. We get on the plane. And as a 10-year-old, I'm not thinking about, I didn't know where we were going. I'm just like, dressed nice. I got a bag packed. I got all my stuff. I'm like, let's go. Had my headphones on before we took off. And we land in D.C., get our stuff. Black car comes and gets us. 15 minutes after that, pull up at the White House. 15 minutes after that, I'm sitting in the Oval Office.
Wow.
And I remember it's just the two of us, and the door opens up, and it's HW. And he's just like, Wally! I was like, yo! You must be Jarrett. And I was like, well, yeah.
Master Jarrett.
I know, I should have told him. He's like, let me show you around this place. Takes us all around the White House. And lo and behold, there was a senator from here from Illinois. President loved to play golf. And my dad liked to play golf. And so we went to play golf with the president. So it was the craziest thing. There's pictures too. Dude. Pictures. So if you're over there right now, you can still look at a picture. Walter Payton, George Bush, and it shows a picture of us outside. He's showing us the renovations that are going on. You see me getting blinded by the sun with my flat top. Yep. And then we go and play golf, and it's raining. And Pat, I just got sent the video. There's video proof of this. I have it. The nuclear codes?
The football?
Yeah. You see this dude walking around on the golf course with this briefcase, and I'm like, yo, okay. Something's going on here. So we're just moving around, playing golf, and in the video, my dad hits this bad shot, and he's trying to joke about it, and he's just like, and the president's like, you need another ball, Waller? And then my dad's like, yeah, Jarrett. And then you can hear me go, ha. And I'm like, you can hear my voice go, Dad, you only got 3 balls left. You need to hit them straight. And the president everybody starts laughing. And then my dad is like about to hit, and he's just like, he does that, my damn son. Like, what is he doing? And the one thing that I tell people all the time is the president hit a ball on the side of this elevated green, and he jumped in my cart. So I'm driving around, and as I'm driving around, he goes, take me to my ball, young man. And as we go up on the side of this elevated green, it's raining, the cart starts to slip, Pat.
Oh, man.
And no joke, the Secret Service guys come and grab the cart, and they bring it down, and my dad was heated. And he was like, get over here now. You ain't driving no more. And the president goes, Waller, let him drive. So I'm like in the middle between the president and my pops. So just say, I ended up driving later on, so I was fine. But we ended up going to Camp David. We spent the night. We had breakfast with the president in the morning, and then we ended up leaving. So when you talk about cool moments, that was probably one.
Sleepover with the president. That's up there.
We were in this room. I got to watch Terminator 2, I think, before it even came out on stage. Yeah, bro. Dude, they have
Master Jarrett, would you like to see an unreleased film?
I'm talking to I mean,
life was good.
Life was really good, Pat.
A
movie. I lived in a movie, bro. My life was a movie growing up, Pat.
It really
now
was.
It's just, going to baseball games and soccer games, which I love to do, but it's just totally different from what it was growing up with him. He always was into something, Jordan, his relationship with Jordan. I always tell the story when Jordan came to my house and was there.
He just shows up one day?
Yeah, shows up one night out of the blue. Dad whistles, go get the door. So I'm like, all right, cool. I run upstairs, and Pat, there's 2 people in this world. 2 athletes. My pops and Jordan. Those are my 2 favorite.
That's it.
It's like if you told me I only had to watch.
We were spoiled. We were spoiled.
We were spoiled, man. We had
you
70s,
literally.
Yeah, 70s and 80s.
But us as a city.
At a city.
Yeah.
70s,
Sorry to interrupt
80s,
you, Master Jarrett.
Then to Jordan, my dad whistles to go upstairs and get the door, and I do, and I open up, and I look, and it's MJ. He's got like 2 big bodyguards with him, and another guy with him, and
Charles Oakley and
no, none of those guys. These big, huge black guys who were just like, "What's up, Jim?" Like, and he was like, "Can I come in?" And I was like, my dad doesn't let strangers in the house, so you know what I'm saying. So then he started laughing, and then I told him that I was like, "Man," I was like, "You missed a couple of free throws the other night," and then he like looked at me, and my dad like came and like moved me out the way, and I still remember it was just a cool moment where he's like, "Sweetness, what's up?" And my dad's like, "Mike, what's up, baby?" And they're like standing there talking to each other, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. Could you imagine if I had like
I love that it's
Instagram
not
Live.
lost on you.
Yeah, could you imagine having Instagram Live and I just went live in that moment with those two?
Oh, right.
Like, we breaking the internet. I'm like, yo. And so Jordan, he was like, what should I do with our coats? So he's like, just give them to Jarrett. So I put them on the washer and dryer. We had an atrium in the middle of our house. I see my dad downstairs like shuffling cards, and said then Mike out of the blue just is like, he must have needed his like the money. So my pops whistles again. So I run downstairs. He's like, what do you need? I'm like, Mike, you good? Like, you know, in my head, I'm thinking we got a Gatorade outside with your face on it, so we can like, you want one of those? And he's like, nah, I'm good. And he's like, just go, can you get the money that's out of my pocket? So I do. I run upstairs, and he's just got bills in rubber bands. And I bring it down to him, put it on the table. He gives me $5. Like 2 hours later, Dad whistles again. I run downstairs. Mike's kind of like this. And my dad's just it's the most money I've ever seen still in the, like, cash in his hand. And my dad had in his hand, and my dad gave me $100. And he was like, I'm like, what's this for? He's like, tell Mike thanks. So I was like, thanks, Mike. And I ran back upstairs, put it in my piggy bank. And
dude, you're like Spider.
Yeah. These two battled at everything from Miss Pac-Man, Space Invaders, pool, probably pick up sticks. We had a shooting gallery in our basement. So my dad could shoot bows and like shoot guns underneath. Like if it wasn't as late, they probably would have been shooting guns, probably. But they were there. Mike was at the house till 3, 4 in the morning. And now I get it now as a grown up. He was trying to win his money back.
Yeah, right.
Like I get it now.
Gonna stay all night.
Yeah. And so when my pops would tell me, like, when you get two people like us in a room, nobody wants to lose. Now it makes sense when I understand both of them as people, as competitors. I can only imagine just their relationship and when they would go places together. Because there's stories of them going places together and where they would shut down stuff, which is, could you imagine?
I mean, they probably couldn't find other people that could relate as much to what they were experiencing.
But the story that I heard is after a Bulls game, because there's proof of this too. There was a picture of my dad, Tyson, and Don King. Oh. And after that game, it seems like both Mikes, my dad and Otis Wilson went to like some Italian restaurant to eat in the back somewhere. And lo and behold, it ended up that Jordan was giving the business to Tyson about Robin Gibbons and was like joking around. And my dad's like eating his pasta, just like, what's going on here? And Otis had to like step in between them because Jordan is just the king of just giving it to you.
And he had history with her?
I think I don't know where he was just joking or whatever. So yeah, that is
hilarious.
That's crazy.
You talk about breaking the internet with that image, right? You kind of did break the internet. Did you not break like Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce together? Wasn't that like?
It's the biggest thing I've ever done
in
my life. The biggest thing I've ever done.
You are quick with that phone.
I was
good
so
with the phone.
Quick.
And you had. So tell us, because you're at the game.
Oh my gosh,
right?
I was at the Bears Chiefs game in KC, and there was the news right before the game. Everybody knew that Taylor was going to be there, and I remember posting on Twitter. I was like, I'm gonna find her at some point, and I was just joking around. I was just like, I was just trying to get as many likes as possible. I was trolling, and then next thing you know, I'm on the field doing my live hit for WGN, and then we taped something. And my co-host was like, I got to tape something else. I'm like, well, I got to go. So can I have to rewind back and tell people why I was there, because that moment's cool. But the reason why I was at the game was because Eric Stonestreet, the actor, was at the Super Bowl in AZ. And he was like,
this is a guy from Modern Family.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's like, why don't you guys come to come to a game? Bears play the Chiefs. You be my guest. So he like hooked us up.
Really?
Yeah, hooked us up. We are super cool. Our family is close with his family now. We text message. We have like a group family text going on like every time because they weren't at Super Bowl this year because the Chiefs weren't there. But we just, always, even when the Bears were in that Rams game, we got a text from him and his wife like, "We're cheering for you guys, man. We want the Bears. We're Bears fans now." So super cool. He took care of us. Police escort to the game, put us up in hotels. Dude, it's so crazy. So when I knew that I had to go. I had to work, so that car was picking up my family to take them back, and he was coming back to get me. So as I was walking through, I had a choice, almost in every situation in my life, to go straight or go the way that I came.
Right.
I went the way
it's
that
a
I
Robert
came.
Frost poem.
Yep. So I go back.
You came
the way
to two paths. You took the one.
I went back, and as I'm walking, I see the security guard go, "Where are you going?" I go, I'm not going anywhere.
I'm son of sweetness.
He goes, "Stay right here. Do not move." I'm like, all right. So then I started seeing people walk by. I saw a Kelce jersey walk by. And then I see, as I was looking through the game, I saw the guy that was sitting next to Taylor walk by. And I go, oh, shoot. As soon as that happened, I go like this, Pat. And my co-host and I were just about to take a picture. So my phone was already on camera. So when I flipped up on like this, it was ready to go. So I just switched over to video and then went like this.
It was good camera work.
And I could hear her voice. And she came around the corner and she's like, "Hi." And I'm like, "Oh my God, how you doing? How you doing?" And I hit it. Lo and behold, the security coming back around following them goes, "Hey, what are you doing? Delete that right now." And I was like, "Okay, I will. And then they left and they go, people that were standing around were like, "Did you get that?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and I'm not deleting it. So as I'm going up to get into the car, the guy goes, "So how was the game?" I'm like,
that's like kind of a show too, right? Yeah, and I'm not deleting it.
I'm not deleting it.
And then you go to a commercial, and then you come back.
Bro, I knew what
it blew
had.
up. You knew it?
By the time I got
back.
But
you knew you had to get it up right away,
I had to get it up right away. So I tagged like TMZ, all the places that need to, and then by the time I got to...
you know the game.
Dude, I know what's going on. By the time I got back we got to the highway. By the time I got to the highway, I kid you not, which was like maybe 6 minutes, it's like 50,000 views. By the time I got back to the hotel, it's like 150,000 views. And it was just going like crazy. It was at 1 million by like the first hour. By the time I woke up, it was at 8 million. By the time I got to the airport, it was at 12 million. It's like,
wait till you see what happens after we post the clips from this episode.
I already know we're gonna go viral. So it just was that moment, and I'm grateful that I got it up. But my mom she's the main character in the story, because so many outlets were hitting me up. I could have sold that video. I mean, just on the low end, I probably could have sold it for like $200K on the low end.
Really?
Yeah. Like people were calling me. I was getting emails to license the video. And that's just not first of all, it's not who I am. I understand what it's like to be in the public eye, having a father. And so when I got back to the hotel, I was so juiced up. My son said he's never seen me like that before. Because no, we were all these fans were there. Bears fans, everybody, fans that were in the hotel that we were staying at. And Pat, it's weird everybody's on their phone, and everybody in that place on their phone was watching that video at one point. They're all like on their phones and like, oh, because it was everywhere. So they're all like looking, and I was up at the bar, and these people were standing next to me, videos playing on their phone. They're like, "Do you see this?" And I'm like, "That's my video, dude. It's my video." And my mom is like, "You're getting these emails." And I remember going, "Mom, dude, what am I going to do with all these emails?" She goes, "Either you leave, you're not selling that video. You either leave it up and let it go the way it's going, or you take it down. But you're not selling the video." And I'm like, "Mom, I'm not going to sell the video." So Mom staying true to who she was, our family values, what it was all about. And yeah, it's just a moment in time where I literally broke the internet.
That was wild,
it was
dude.
So crazy.
When I saw that was you, I was like,
right?
Of course.
And my phone
is just
right?
like, oh man, you're like probably all happy.
I'm like, oh my God.
And then like
And
I
then
love that they probably saw it too, and they're like, "Dude, this is Walter Payton's son."
So I
that posted
literally
this?
at Super Bowl I saw him for the first time to have a conversation with Travis because he was a Man of the Year nominee, and I told him we were going out right before I walked out on the stage on NFL Honors. I was like, "You know that video that went viral?" He goes, "That was you?" I was like, "Yeah, dog."
Yeah.
I was like, "You looked at
And
me
you're not
like
winning
you,
Man
like,
of the Year.
Yeah, like you were gonna kill me, and no, you're not winning Man of the Year." He was like, "What? That was you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that was me."
Dude, that's funny.
So I definitely believe that I should have a invite to the wedding. Maybe. Why not? If you're gonna show the video, I should definitely be there. Yeah.
The Pat McGann Show is presented to you by Tiege Hanley, uncomplicated skincare for men. You're seriously washing your face with a 3-in-1 body wash? You still use a flip phone too? Working on MySpace post? No wonder your face looks like a rotten jack-o'-lantern. Meet Tiege Hanley. It's got everything you need to be attractive. Science-backed, foolproof, no 12-step nonsense. You wash, you exfoliate, you moisturize. 24,000 reviews, averaging 4.7 stars, and over 3 million boxes sold. These guys are as legit as it gets. It's time to fix your face, boys. Go get a box of Tiege Hanley at Tiege.com/Pat to get 40% off your first order and a free gift. That's Tiege.com/Pat. Tiege Hanley. It's the way we face the day. How is your mom doing?
Mom's great. Her and my sister are in Arizona.
Oh, yeah?
They live out there now.
I didn't realize that your mom moved
I'm the
there,
only
too.
Peyton in, like, out of the three. I'm the only one here in Chicago. So
Love that you're here.
it's cool.
You got to be, you got to stay. You're part of the fabric of the city.
Yeah,
What do you think is up now with our beloved Bears? And what do you think your dad would think about this talk about moving to Indiana? After I heard this card story, he might not hate it.
Yeah,
A lot of boats right there. A lot of
good. I think, man, we're in a really good time right now when it comes to the Bears. I think Ben Johnson, you have a quarterback in Caleb Williams. You have Ben Johnson, the coach, who's not going anywhere anytime soon. So it's perfect. If you have those two things, you have an opportunity to be successful. After seeing what they did on House Money this past season,
dude, what a year! What a season!
What a season! That you can, I'm in this sports realm in this city. Like I'm all entrenched in everything. There's nothing like when the Bears are good. Nothing. There's nothing.
I agree. I've been through the 6 titles for the Bulls, the Sox, Cubs,
awesome,
and the '85 Bears. Still.
So to see the city embrace this team and the fun that people were having everywhere I went, the people were talking about the Bears. Man, it just was. In being in the business, I haven't been. I mean, 2018 was like kind of close, but not like this. Not like the vibe was totally different. So I think the Bears are headed in a good direction. It's prime that I understand that the stadium is a big deal for them long term of being able to compete with these other teams that are in the NFL, the stadiums that are around, the amenities for to be able to own a stadium, to be able to have your fans have a place where they can enjoy tailgating and watching. To me, it's always been Arlington Heights makes the most sense. The space, what you can build, you can build your own.
Remind everyone where you grew up.
In Arlington Heights.
Yeah.
And guess what? The Hill. No, the Hill too.
Yeah, for sure.
The Hill, Arlington Heights. Grew up in Arlington Heights. Went to school there. I just think that it's for what they want to do, their vision. It makes sense.
Indiana all day long for me, man.
Indiana coming in and swooping in with this sweetheart deal. You can't. I can't fault the Bears for not wanting to listen, Pat. Like they're trying to figure this thing out. And the Bears and the McCaskies, who I love with all of my heart. George is my guy. His wife Barb she's amazing as well. Like they're an amazing family, and people don't know them, so they're always saying these certain things. If you get to know them, you would want the Bears to win just for them because that's how much they love this team and they want to win. George.
Yeah, but they're not going to get to know. Like, I know a lot of people that they're not going to have over.
I know some people they wouldn't either. But they are amazing people. They want to win as well. But this is their family business. Sometimes we forget about that.
All right, cool. I get it. But
you know what I mean?
Can I play the opposite side?
They didn't.
Let's go PTI.
Okay.
Let's go opposite.
Okay. What do you got?
I'll say this: the Bears.
Yeah.
A little bit of the negotiation. I think they're playing a little dirty. Bringing in Indiana, like, oh, really? You're going to threaten us with this when?
Hey.
What has the city given them? They've never owned their own stadium.
No.
They've always been tenants.
Yeah.
You know, they've gotten deals. They've gotten good deals. And they've certainly gotten support from the city and from, okay, but I want to dig a little further because somebody pointed this out to me.
What?
And this is maybe in the fabric of the Bears, and maybe we are so blinded.
What?
By our love for them.
What?
Unconditional love.
What? What is it?
Who are they really? Because they started the NFL,
basically,
right? George Halas. Yeah. I think George Halas, let's almost set him aside. But the Bears, they took their colors from University of Illinois. They took their logo from the University of Chicago. The Monsters of the Midway, that ain't even theirs. And they've never had their own stadium. They should be happy to be associated with the city of Chicago. That gave them their whole identity, their entire thing. I don't even want them to leave the city. That's where I'm at. But I would certainly take Arlington Heights over Indiana. I'm going to hang up and we'll take some calls.
Take calls?
Let's go to Jarrett from Arlington Heights.
Hey, Pat. Yeah, I've been listening to you for a while. First time caller, long time listener. No, man. I get where you're coming from. But
I'm coming from the south side.
But they ain't.
And we are pissed. But actually, it'd be closer for us.
It'd be closer for you. But there's 32 of these things.
You wouldn't care if they moved to Indiana.
I don't go to games. I don't go to games. That's not my thing. I watch on TV. I'm in the studio. Even if I wasn't, I wouldn't be going to games. I like watching home. I do like watching at home.
I don't
like watching football live.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's breaking news to anyone, but I do not like watching football live. I like to be able to watch and cover my home. I like to rewind. I like to break things down just a little bit.
I love your breakdown you do with Tomasulo every Monday.
That is my dude, man. So many ladies. That's all the old ladies, demographic, 60 and up, man. They just love the fact that I dance. Oh my gosh, I love when you dance. I feel for the fans. I do.
That's what I'm talking about.
I do. I feel for the fans. If that's the case, I feel like more Bears fans are coming from the burbs than people want to get through their brains. They're coming from the burbs, man. Arlington Heights is closer for them. And I get that people, the love for this team and what it means to the city and what it means to the state. It's a big deal.
Dangling the Indiana thing.
But I understand that this is a part of negotiations and that at some point you got to find a way to have some leverage. As a business owner myself, I get it. I've been there. I've been in that situation as well. When you're dealing with the city, you're dealing with people, you're dealing with the city, and you're trying to figure out how to be able to get the best deal that's going to work out for you. I can't hate them for that. Fans are tired of it. So at some point, yeah, you will lose some people, but it's also the Bears. So if you're going to tell me, and I've heard a lot of people say, I won't go to Hammond to watch. They're going to pick whoever they're losing. They're going to pick up people. It's the NFL, man. It's the biggest thing. I'm at the Super Bowl every single year. There is nothing. I understand the World Cup is huge and how big it is, how many people watch soccer. I played soccer. I love it. I get that. But when it comes to, I've never heard grandmas.
I love that you never go to football live, but you go to the Super Bowl every year.
I have to.
What a nice life.
I know.
What a charmed existence.
I knew the NFL was big.
I only go to the Super Bowl.
Only on TV. Hat. Only on TV.
If I'm not going to be.
If I'm not getting any airtime.
Well, don't you give the award out
that
weekend every year?
Give the award out. Hang out.
Yeah.
I understand your frustrations, but I see their side of it as well. They're trying to play. Kevin Warren's trying to figure out how to get some leverage. He came in when they already had purchased Arlington. So
All right, I want to ask you another question because I get where we're at with that. It
doesn't matter.
No,
I don't even want to debate. I just want to say this.
Right.
I need to get this off my chest. I don't care where they play. I just want the product to be good on the field. That's all I care about. All I care about. I just want them to be good and to keep winning, and it doesn't matter to me where they play. I just need the product, because it doesn't matter. If the product on the field isn't good, it doesn't matter. Stadium or not. Like, it doesn't matter. If you're not in the hunt for Super Bowls every single year and in that conversation, then you're failing. Because guess what? If you don't win a Super Bowl, like this whole season was good, but you didn't get there. You got beat by the Rams. That's not the goal. The goal is to win Super Bowls. Seattle did it. You had a chance, if you beat them, to be able to play Seattle, to get a chance to be able to go to the Super Bowl and play. If you ain't winning, you're losing. So that was
another thing about the negotiation I didn't like, is it was a sideshow to what was going on. They and the Bears were initiating a lot of that too. The timing was bad.
That was my biggest thing throughout the season. That was right before the Packer game, and I put it out there on social media. And I'm true to who I am.
I think you are. I really do. Dude, that's what I love about you.
I said it.
You do say what you want to say. And to the players, too.
Yeah, I'm honest. I'll never degrade anybody and talk bad about them. I'm going to be honest about what I see. And at that moment, I felt like it was bad timing, and we needed to be talking about the success on the football field. And we were getting away from that. And it was making me nervous, because I was like, it's the Packers, dude. Like, this is what we should be talking about right now. And we're talking about a stadium. We got all these great things going on in the field right now. We got a chance to a playoff run and all this other stuff. And so that's how I felt in that moment. And it blew up. It went crazy on social, which rightfully so.
Yeah, no, it was great, man.
Dude, I could talk to you forever.
I know. We should do our own thing. What else is going on in your world before we wrap it up here? Where can people find you? Because you are really active on the socials.
Yeah, Payton Son, PaytonSun on socials. That's where I'm at on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
I didn't look at my notes at all because we were just rolling. Oh, you have the new thing that you're doing, new project with Brittany.
Yeah, with my sister. We're giving out the Pro Football Hall of Fame awarded character alongside USA Today. So we're traveling around the country telling stories of amazing people, men and women who are, doing great service, whether, they're servicemen and women, teachers, community activists, whatever it is. If you have a story, you go to the Hall of Fame's website or USA Today's website and nominate people. And we're going around checking that out. And everything else you could kind of find.
Our listeners are such high character individuals.
We're
probably going to get a lot of nominations.
You think so?
Out of this, you might find Jarrett Payton in your house, because you just show up at their house like
we're in
Publishers Clearinghouse.
Yeah, so we're inside waiting for them.
But you're in the house.
Yes.
It's breaking and entering.
We're breaking and entering, and they walk in there like, oh my, what are you doing here?
So you're going to get shot at some point doing this.
Get out of my house.
You're a great guy.
My death is going to be televised on socials. Don't have it happen. No. Jarrett Payton was a good man, seen right here. About to give an award of character, but shot down.
You'll love getting the likes.
As long as we get likes, man, we cool. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Pat McGann's podcast. Subscribe, please.
Yes. Download and subscribe. We'd love to have you guys interact with us too. Jarrett, man, it's so good to have you. It's so good to catch up. I feel like we just caught up, and I knocked out an episode.
But we got to probably do it. We're going to have to do a part 2.
Definitely.
We're going to have to do a part 2.
I wanted to have, I almost had another comic here, Dwayne Kennedy. He was hoping to get here. But what we're building towards, too, is having, a few people come in. Let's talk about stuff.
Talk, man.
Especially the stuff going on with the Bears. It's interesting.
Yes.
It's always the top trending thing. Are they going to move? Dude, that's a little bit
crazy.
That rattles you.
It rattled me when I woke up yesterday and saw it. That it's more of in how it was pushed for people and pushed out to people. It seems like the Bears are in agreement with going to Hammond. That's not the case. People need to sit back and relax. It is Hammond's showing that we're open for business, giving you options, and the Bears have to listen. And hopefully the hopefully Illinois comes back to the table. I don't believe in my heart that Illinois can give them a better deal than Indiana can give them, but at some point,
Wouldn't it be great if Pritzker just bought the Bears? Just like,
I mean, what are we talking about here, right?
Just get out of here.
We got all these
McCaskies. Just give it up.
We got all this money.
Done.
And we got to find a way to be able to keep the Bears in Illinois.
Yes.
That I get it.
I really that's where I'm at.
You
with
know.
It. All right, we will have a part 2.
Part 2?
Will have, and I'm going to tell you in part 2. I'll tease it right now. Given that we were talking about Mongo, Stephen Michael, and his terrible diagnosis. Before the diagnosis, I did a men's night on the South Side, and he was like the keynote speaker.
Unbelievable.
And I used to like do a lot of these, and I just like roast whoever the keynote was.
Yeah.
And I went after McMichael. I roasted him, and he wanted to kick my ass. Like
I know
literally.
he did.
Yeah, I was like, I left because I had to go to another gig. I was getting texts from people there like, he's still talking about you. Literally wants to kick your ass.
I would.
But I had met him a couple other times, and he was a nice dude. He was such a good dude.
He was the man.
But I don't know. I still don't know if he was playing or not, because he had that wrestling attitude. He could turn it off. Like,
do people want to beat you up?
I mean,
like,
I'm sure there are some.
I mean, do you ever? Because I've been to your show, which I'm a huge fan. But I see sometimes like when you go after people, and it's not in a bad way. But I know there's some people that are like,
oh yeah, you gotta be more careful now.
I know you have to
do it with a smile.
Yeah, you do. You actually do it with a smile. When you were asking this couple about Christmas gifts, and they're like, so you don't know? You don't know what your wife got your daughters? She had no clue. And the guy's just like, no, I didn't. I was like, get him, Pat, get him.
I try and be a likable asshole. That's my goal. That's why I want to name my next tour, Likable Asshole. But that could be Quick Lancet looks lickable.
Yeah. My favorite.
You don't want to have that. That would be. That's not the tour name you want to go for.
I don't know. The kind of people you would get at your shows would be amazing.
Yes.
The people you could roast, then. The bats is still. It's still. I mean, we were at my house last week and just talking about the bats and like.
Oh, you're in that world, man.
Yeah,
Travel
but
baseball?
you're. I think what makes you, for us as like my group of friends, is what you talk about is our lives. It's what we're living. So everybody, I came to your show with like 20 some people, and we all are living that life. And so it was like to hear that stuff.
Like such the same experience.
Yeah.
We're all kind of in that grind.
And every time I buy a bat now, I think about you.
Every time.
Literally dropped threes with my son this year. 1, 2, 3. We've bought 4 bats.
Wow.
He's got 4 new bats.
Yeah.
And every time we buy one, I'm just thinking, I'm like, Pat's probably.
It's a few $100.
Few hundred? They're like $350 each.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's insane.
I got a bunch. And listen, I know there's going to be hits on all those bats. I'm not worried about it, but I'm still looking like, dang, my wife comes around the corner. She's like, another one? She's like, yeah, he said he needs. I was like, oh my goodness.
And
man.
what did you have?
I had 1 bat. 1. I never hit a home run at all.
Well, you also had one.
But I was fast
you
as
also had
hell.
One
though.
private jet. One.
I was doing cool stuff back in those days. Boy, I was like Ricky Henderson. That's all I cared about was my gloves. I just wanted to steal bases.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't care about hits. Just get me on base so I can just steal.
Hayes? Yeah.
Ha!
Obviously, we got this new digs, new studio, Teach Hanley. Yeah. This is only like the 3rd or 4th episode I had in here. Okay. And, I look at the clips, I look at the footage. We want to decorate this. I've been wanting to. So I got some stuff from home. This is a photograph that a buddy of mine took, Todd Rosenberg, photographer, and he sent it to me. We were talking about, and this is going to be the first photo we hang up on the wall here of our new studio. JP, will you give me a hand?
Are you
putting this on the
me?
wall? There we go. Love it, dude.
That is great.
All right, we're just going to wrap it up as Jarrett continues to talk.
Sorry,
Keep
guys.
going.
Sorry, guys.
Because this is how it's going to end. It should end this way.
Appreciate
you
Pat.
mid-story. We're going to tease another episode. But we got some great stuff coming up, including Anna Bellaval is going to be here.
Seriously?
Yeah, March 3rd. So make sure you guys continue to tune in and keep your skin nice. We're going to hook you up with some lotion on the way out of here. Some Tiege Hanley for JP. All right, bye, everyone. Have a good week.
Like posts and reels and follow The Pat McGann Show on Instagram at The Pat McGann Show on Instagram. If you would like to advertise on The Pat McGann Show, please email us at thepatmcgannshow@teej.com. That's thepatmcgannshow@teej.com.